Everybody, it's Tuesday, August 16th, and today we have another Diablo Immortal Mini update. But I would say this is actually a decent update as we have two brand new play modes that I think players will find interesting, in addition to 36 new legendaries and some other events and cosmetics coming your way. So let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at everything that is coming with this update that hit today. All right, so we are going to start by looking at the first new temporary game mode. It's called the Fractured Plane Limited Time Event. And let me kind of read the description of this because it's actually pretty cool how it works. So this is a new limited time event where players enter an unexplored realm of their existence. It's a 15th floor gauntlet. It's inhabited by the fiercest monsters that hell can throw your way. And you begin without your usual gear, gems, and skills. Instead, you're going to be provided with a set of pre-selected skills for your class. In order to advance, you must rely solely on your wit, unstable gear you find, and chaos coins you receive from progression to the hordes of demons. Best of all, only unstable gear of legendary rarity will drop in the fractured plane, and items you receive will complement the skills you begin with, equipping you with the ability to make and tweak your build on the fly. When this journey is over, all the unstable gear you've collected will vanish. So this is kind of its own encompassing journey. What's really cool here is the main goal here is it's made to not only to reward you, but to get people to try out different play styles, different abilities and skills that maybe they didn't think about using before. Now there's one more feature for this, and it's called the Chaos Coins. These Chaos Coins you earn will also come to your aid. You spend them at the Chaos Broker, and you can exchange Chaos Coins for new items or shards of fortune. These shards will increase your fortune rating, providing greater chance of receiving higher quality legend items from chests on each floor. If you're resourceful enough on making it to the 15th floor without dying more than 5 times, you'll receive a reward. Out of the legendary items that you've encountered during a run, select 6. And out of those 6, you'll be rewarded 1 at random for you to carry out of the fractured plane. So this is a way to kind of target legendaries to a certain degree. This kind of goes hand in hand with the 36 new legendaries that were added with this mini patch. If you notice, I don't know if it was in the last patch or the one before it, but 36 other legendaries were added. So each class within the last 2 to 3 upgrades has received 12 new legendaries. I know for myself, I'm still waiting to get a specific chest legendary for my Necromancer that I want to try out for my build, but RNG is RNG. So this slightly helps with that. All right, next you have Echo of the Immortal. And what is the Echo of the Immortal? Basically, this simulates the same battle that the Immortals have with the Shadows whenever there's a potential swap in leadership. So what normally happens is you have a giant PvP battle, and that goes Immortals versus Shadows. And then if at least half of the battles go in the way of the Shadows, then a bunch of people from the Shadow group go against the Immortal. So here you're simulating a very similar event where you have 15 players go against one random person that's selected as the Immortal. And then what's really cool is if the Shadows beat the Immortal, then it has a mini simulation of the free-for-all that normally happens to decide who's going to lead the new Immortals. So in the normal Immortals, it's a 30-player PvP where it's 10 different teams of 3 players each. Here it's 15 players, and it's a free-for-all. And instead of being on teams of 3, it's 1v1, v1, v1 times 30 or times 15. And again, whoever wins gets bragging rights and some rewards as well. So this is pretty cool. It's a nice little way to PvP. Again, just like any PvP event, I will warn you that I'm not sure how good the matching is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be based on your PvP rating or whether it's going to be your essence rating or whatnot. If it's not based on essence rating, then you may struggle if you're free to play player. But if they are balancing around character rating and essence rating, then this could be more fun for more people. Again, cool little event. Also, we get the Into the Darkwood limited time event. This is more of a traditional limited time event. So you're going to have different tasks that are going to pop up. You're going to complete them. You're going to get little milestones and rewards. Most of them are kind of small little rewards for different resources. But at the end, if you complete all of them within the time period between August 17th and August 31st, you're also going to get a Wreath of Blood portrait frame, which is pretty cool. So if you like that blood theme, that's a nice little cosmetic bonus. But that's not the only event that is back. We got the Hungering Moon event that is back as well. And again, very similar to the other event, you're just going to have a bunch of different tasks. You're going to be completing them for blessings, and you're going to get random different rewards. You can get a legendary item, you can get crafted recipe or crafted materials, etc. So again, this one doesn't do that anything that is necessarily new, but it's just extra rewards for things that you're already doing every day that you play. Now we also have a cool new cosmetic set. So if you're into looking cool and different, the Spawn of Damnation cosmetic set is available, and this one actually looks pretty darn awesome. Again, your mileage may vary from class to class, but here definitely, I believe this is the Crusader. Looks pretty meaty, very, very devilish. Yeah, check it out. See if you like it for your class. I'm never against cosmetics for money. I think that's the right way to do kind of money purchases, but yeah. So that's pretty cool. Now there are a couple new feature updates as well, and one of the biggest one is the ability to do dungeons with not just 4 players and higher hell difficulties. So for those of you who don't know or that are new, once you get into hell 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., up until now you had to run them with 4 players. If you could not get a group of 4 players, especially if you play during like off times, it can sometimes take a while to get 3 or 4 players together. This was a pain. So now you can do it with as few as 2 people. However, do be careful because it is still scaled for 4 players. It doesn't mention whether you get this bonus though. So you get a special bonus when you play with 4 players, and it allows you to get gems to drop, tradable gems to drop in dungeons. I don't believe this will be active with 2 or 3 people. So I still do believe that most people will want to run with 4. Additionally, if you do beat the dungeon with 4 players, you'll actually get a bonus chest. So they're still incentivizing 4 players for dungeons, but again, if you're really powerful and you're overpowered for a dungeon and you just want to do it for like one of the daily requirements, you can get another person together, do it real quick, knock it out of the way. I think that's the main times this is going to be used like this. Also, tiny Warband improvements. So now there was a codex step where you had to basically create a warband. Now it's just to join one, which is much easier. So if you don't want to create a warband and you're stuck on that step, well, here you go. It's much easier. And also they removed the step to submit 10 warband chests. So this is just kind of easier way to progress through those queues. There's a lot of people, for those of you that don't know, tend to warband jump. So they'll join warbands just to complete the weekly warband battles, where it requires the whole group to be a warband. And then all of a sudden they'll drop out and rotate people in and out because it's just not that easy to get everybody together at the same time. So because anytime you put in a warband chest, if you leave, it gets taken out. And the warband chest, I think it was just overbearing for people. So this is kind of nice to get rid of that. Quick important thing for those of you that like changing classes a lot, because now you can change them once a week. You can now assets transfer onto reservist gear after changing your class. So that's kind of a nice feature, which is kind of important if you're changing classes and your gear is changing dramatically. Also, the Vault of the Immortal, the rate of the Vault event window has been shortened from 2 hours to 1. This is great. So if anybody's ever been an Immortal, for those of you that have, it is an absolute nightmare and burnout to have to defend a vault for 1 or 2 hours, or even 1 hour is too much. I stopped doing it a long time ago. It just burns me out like crazy. But when we first started doing this, it was a 2 hours mandatory event every day, 2 times. So basically you'd be spending 4 hours clicking to try and get into a dungeon. Even made a video about this. Different people have created a little custom homebrewed rules to get these activated better. It was especially bad for the Immortals. but also pretty annoying for the Shadows. The Shadows had a 10-minute cooldown, but the Immortals had a 2-minute cooldown. So there's just a lot of pressure on Immortals, and so making this be half the time, it's great. They still need to work on improving the way that people queue for this, in my honest opinion. So this is a good step forward, though. Now here's a huge one, Treasure Goblin Improvement. This should be like a main headline. So Treasure Goblins now have a chance to drop legendary items. How was this not a thing from day one? I mean, the Treasure Goblins. And they're going to provide more loot in general. So they're random. They're always fun to kill. Back in original Diablo 3, etc., I mean, they were really fun to find and kill, and they would drop legendaries too. So this is now great because once you got powerful enough, they didn't mean anything. But now they can drop some legendaries, which is great. And then there are the 36 new legendaries. You can take a look at them right here. I'm going to kind of pause it. You can always pause this video. So here you see the highlight of the Barbarian ones right here. And then you can take a look at the Crusader ones right here. We got the Demon one legendaries here. And again, what I really like, this is just diversifying the way you can make your builds. Here are the Monk ones. And last but not least, oh, actually not last but not least yet, but most awesome of all, Necromancers. Even though I'm not too hot on these, but that's okay. And then finally, last and least, there are the Wizards. And here are the 6 legendaries. So, for a minor update, I think this is a pretty cool update. What did you think? Let me know in your comments below. Of course, let me know all your thoughts. I love hearing your thoughts on Diablo Immortal, and is it going in the direction you want it to? Or are you disappointed? And as always, like and subscribe for more Diablo Immortal content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.